Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Hello everybody, and welcome back for some more War Thunder tank battles. As you can see by the title, this one's probably not going to be all nice and clean and neat and flowery and happy. But that's the way it goes in War Thunder sometimes. So today we've got, starting out with the T-62, still working on the grind as I was at the time. This battle was from 16 July 2017. It was the day after yesterday's battle, which was 15 July. And it's it'll tie back to that battle a little bit because yesterday's video, we were able to come back and overcome a lot of spawn raping going on and a lot of enemies being inside our spawns, or very, very, very close to our spawns, on their way to our spawns, and we intercepted them on our way leaving. And we were able to come back and overcome that and win that battle. And today you'll see the difference so yesterday's video, it was very, very much the team involved and the team coming through and helping me overcome the enemy and win. And there's no way I could have won that battle by myself yesterday without the team helping out. It would not have happened. I could not have done it as a one-man show. And today you'll see the difference when the team really isn't there to help out. And as close as I get to winning this battle by myself, it just doesn't happen. And yeah, that's spoilers, but you'll see what I mean as we go through the video here on how sometimes you just put the entire team on your back and say, ride with me, and sometimes your back just isn't big enough to carry the team to victory. And that's kind of what ended up happening today, despite all the effort I put into this battle. So, as I capture the A point, I love that little shell crater depression there. It's a great spot from this side of the map to come in, jump in there, and start capping out. You're very, very low profile in there, particularly with the T-62, with its lower profile turret than most other Soviet tanks. It's a great spot for the T-62 to sit in. So I spot this T-95E1 coming up the beach, get a good hit on him, take out his gunner and his loader and his breach, and his vertical and horizontal drive, did a whole lot of damage to his turret. And then can't get around to where I can get a second shot on him with my reload. Just took a little too long, and he's able to get behind that wrecked out M5 there as I take a hit that sets me on fire. I did not have FE at the time. However, I lucked out and was able to get an ammo shot on the M60A1 that set me on fire. I tried to get back and get a marking shot or get an actual shot on the T-95E1 while I'm burning out here. And he's just able to just sit back behind in enough cover, and I can't get any hits on him, so unfortunately, not going to be able to finish him off. I get another marking hit on him, then I sweep back over to the left, just hoping that somebody else is going to come out where I killed that M60. But it was not to be. Did get the thumbnail for the video out of this part, though, at least, so I guess there's that. And as we blow up, I'm going to switch over and come back in the Object 906. So the team is doing alright at this point. We've got the A point, we've got the C point. Some of the guys are pushing ahead a little bit to extend our perimeter out and defensively. We've got a pretty good line going across the battle there from in front of both A and C. And unfortunately that just isn't going to last. So I'm going to make my way back forward in the Object 906, looking to get up and hopefully take out the T-95E1 that's up the beach there that I had damaged and put a severe hurting on, since I still haven't gotten an assist on him. Getting some good teamwork from the IT-1 there that's on my team, and the random squad mate there, Lelucy Lou, N7, will end up being the other player in this battle on our team who actually accomplishes anything at all. So, even in this battle, I wasn't totally alone, but it's basically myself and my random squad mate who end up doing all the work here. So, nothing doing so far, rolling up to the A point, and it's being taken away from us by the enemy team, so I'm going to investigate, see what I can see, get a good shot into an M48. It's the same guy that I killed in the M60A1, so sorry, buddy. But they're still taking the A point, so he wasn't it. It was not the M48, or at least not the M48 alone. Luckily, bounced a shot there that did very little damage. Looks like it took out the spotlight on the roof. And then as I roll up here, there's the T-95E1 that I had already put a big hurting on. Get a good shot into him and kill him out. And there's another kill. So we're back in the A point to capture it back out again. And right as I roll up to this end of the map, around the corner up here comes a big scary enemy that I thought had shot me originally. It wasn't him though. I took out the M103 and took a hit at the same time, and I can't tell where I took the hit from. First I thought it was the M103. It's not coming from behind me because that's where the Leopard is. I'm still not exactly sure. You can see right there I took the hit from the right, but in the battle I couldn't tell where it came from. I thought it had come maybe from up front there in the trees. And I just, thankfully I at least got the capture done, and then finally you can actually tell where that third hit hits me from. And you can see it's T-95E1 behind the debris there coming down the road. So I almost came back in my ZSU-57, which would have been a mistake, because the T-10M is much superior, and I did have way more than enough points to get it. So you can see we've got somebody all the way down south of their spawn point, and somebody near the B point. Neither one of them is going to do anything effective there. The guy at B, that's okay. I'm not upset with him for getting killed with the enemy defending B, but the guy down by their spawn is just a waste. And before anybody thinks like I'm okay with, you know, spawn raping happening when it's to my benefit, I'm not. I don't like it from either side. I really try to avoid it. And here's an M60A2 that's driving up to go to our spawns. Nowhere near either capture point. They're down 2 capture points to 1, and this guy's down here in our spawn. Now maybe he was forced that way, corralled that way by our team, you know, being along the beach, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure this guy just went for it on purpose. I at least get a good shot into his cannon breech, and the problem here is that this guy distracted me for such a long time and tied me up down here. Of course, I also get hit by a P-47 flying by, and yes, I know it's a P-47 because in a minute you'll see him. But I'm down my breech and I'm down my left track. Now thankfully I had knocked his cannon breech out as well, which probably is what saved me here. Dropped one of my smokes there to try and give myself some cover from the air attack coming. Not that they couldn't just shoot right into the middle of it, because they know they knocked my track out, but at least I'm not making it easy for them. So between this M60A2 here and the damage that I took, it's just taken way too much time for me. And we've got somebody completely inside their spawn now. And he's going to get killed before he can do anything back there, so just a total waste of a spawn there. My loader is finally getting the loading reaccomplished here after fixing the breech and the barrel that were broken out, and once it finally gets reloaded and I can see around all the dirt that I myself was throwing up, get a good shot into his turret that explodes on the back of the turret ring, kills out the crew, and that's the end of that M60A2, thankfully. And now watch this. Had about 2 hits maybe on that P-47. I think I must have killed the pilot out, I'm not sure, but works for me. So I've now killed 5 tanks and an airplane, and the team is we're still looking pretty good, although we need more players near the caps to really effectively hold this out. The enemy team has got a lot more players than we do left, and they've also got more air support going on, so we really need to be nearer to the caps and not just out in the open, which I'm trying to get back away from the open part of the beach here after being drawn down there by that M60A2, but and there's our T-54, who was inside their cap, has just been knocked out after not doing anything at all back there. So, totally worthless effort to get back there into their spawn, because he just gets killed by the guy with spawn protection and doesn't actually do anything. So that's one guy down who had no score at all. And the spawn raping against us hasn't even started yet. It's all just our team doing it because they got too over cocky. And now we're losing the A point, which is not surprising because we have guys nowhere near the captures. So I'm going to head back into the A point, which is where I was trying to head anyways once I got off the beach, and see if I can't find out who's taking the A point from us, knock them out, and then try to take the A point back, and then try to keep us holding the A point and C point, and maybe go after the B point if I get the opportunity. But I'm really only concerned with just keeping a hold on 2 out of the 3 points, which is enough to win. Should have taken a moment and aimed my shot into his turret there, which probably would have been a one-shot kill, but at least I set him on fire. And then I think he J'd out. I'm not entirely sure. It may have blown up and killed him. It could have been a fast fire, I'm not sure. But anyway, at any rate, knock out the T-95E1 there, and just couldn't get my coax machine gun around on that BTD, and my over-the-rooftop machine gun was out of ammo from all the shooting I was doing at the M60A2 and the P47. So unfortunately, my faster rotating, better suited anti-aircraft machine gun was incapable of firing at that BTD, because man, he was a big fat target. Drop my other smoke there to cover myself from that BTD, because I don't know if he's got any ammo or not. And we're down to 2 main battle tanks, myself and my random squad mate, who did just get a kill, and a ZSU-57 who just got killed while I was here capping the 8-point out in the smoke. So, like I said, it's myself and my random squad mate here in his IT-1, and we are now it for our team. Look at the ticket lead that we have right now. It's actually going to get better for us before it starts going downhill, so we're actually going to increase our ticket lead even. As I'm going to sit here and reload my smoke charges just to make sure that I've got some cover, especially with only myself and one other player left. Those smoke charges are going to be really useful. So I don't want to sit there too long, so I ended up just reloading one of them, but I figure by the time I'm able to dump off one smoke charge, there's going to be enough enemy coming towards me that's probably not going to matter if I have 2 or not. And like I said, this was one of the most frustrating battles I've ever played in War Thunder, at least within recent memory, because of the amount of ticket lead we have right here. There's just no reason we should have lost. So I'm heading up to the C point to investigate and to put a defense on, as I'm pretty well aware that the guy in the T-34 who had killed our T-54 at the spawn and then killed someone else is got to be closer to the C point, and sure enough, there he is up there taking away from us. And it turns out he's actually not alone up there, which you'll see the little dance I get to do here in a minute with multiple enemies on the C point. Now my squad mate in the IT-1 is doing a good job. I don't know if he's just reloading at A or if he's just sitting there guarding it, but he is actually near the A point, so good to him. He's at least in a place where he can do some good holding the A point as they take the C point away from us, and now the ticket bleed reverses and starts bleeding our tickets down. Now I certainly didn't play this battle perfectly, because right here I rushed my shot and completely missed. Turned the tank and the turret at the same time, but I fired as if I was only turning the turret. Now the T-34 was at least rolling so fast down the hill that he went over the edge there, and I knew he couldn't do anything to turn around and get back up here and stop me, so I just pushed into the C point, because the kills were less important than the caps right now. And because I was still watching for the T-34 to make sure he didn't come back up, I didn't have a chance to get a good shot on the M163. And I thought he was playing the dance with me right here, going back and forth, which he did at first. But he actually just bails out and runs and gets the heck out of Dodge and lets me capture the C point here. And just runs away because he knows this is, if I get a good shot at him, he's going to lose it. Even if I get my 14.5mm machine guns at him, he's going to lose. So he takes off and dashes out of the C point, and rather than chase him down and kill him, I'm going to make sure we get the capture going again so that we can get the ticket bleed going on them again. Now you'll see the ZSU-23-4 got a kill on the P-80 there. That was somebody from much earlier who did some damage to a P-80 and then was subsequently killed, and then the P-80 crashed on landing or J'd out or something, but it's still just myself and the IT-1, and the IT-1 just got killed by an M103. So we've got at least an M103, at least a T-34, and at least an M163 on the other team out there that I've got to worry about now. And they're taking A, which I know has got to be the T-34. So I've got the C point back for us, and I'm going to make my way in down to the A point to see what I can do there. Fight and or die at the A point. We've got a P-47 coming in, so I know we've got at least 2 bomb drops coming on the team, and my T-10 just gets utterly stopped dead here by crashing down these rocks. It's completely down to no speed whatsoever, which was disappointing. And naturally, get hit by rockets, set on fire, lose the tracks, lose the engine. So while I'm trying to repair and drop the smoke to cover myself, call out for the P-47 to hopefully bomb the guy at A, because I can see what's happening here. I'm going to be stuck, and the air power is going to end up deciding this, as I am the only tank left on our team. And that humongous ticket lead that we have is going to amount to nothing, because our team couldn't do anything besides myself and my squad mate here. He did drop bombs, and then he starts getting chased away by the M163 that kills him. So he did drop bombs off on the A point, but he missed, which is not really surprising, because bombs are not anywhere near as effective as they probably should be in this game. And I knew that stupid M163, not being able to kill it, was going to come back and bite me, and it did, as it took out our P-47, and then I predictably get killed by rockets from a P-80. So I did alright with the T-10, but not enough, and come back in the ZSU-57 so that I know I can at least have some anti-tank ability, and hopefully come back after that P-80 if he comes back again. So I put my artillery on the C point, expecting it to be the M163, and figure that it'll either chase him away or maybe it'll actually kill him. And then get a zoom in on some target flying over that I was assuming was the P-80, but it turns out it's actually that BTD from way back before. And then the P-80 is coming in as well. And he actually got a pretty good shot on me with those rockets, which knocks out my engine, and again, I'm stuck here waiting for a repair. Now, it's true I didn't leave the spawn before I started shooting, but I didn't really have a choice. There were 2 aircraft coming into our spawn. And then, of course, as I'm repairing, get strafed again, lose the gunnery crew, and while the gunners are trying to switch out and we're totally stuck there, we get nailed in the spawn by an M103 who's 100 feet outside our spawn, just sitting there. So I'm not about to come back in any of my backup vehicles, although I thought about it for a minute. I was going to come back in any of them. I figured the T-10 had the best chance, and then I thought, alright, I'm just going to come back and bomb these guys. I'm not going to come back and just keep getting killed in my spawn. If I'm the only one there, I'm going to be the only target. And he shoots our ISU-122 inside our spawn too shortly after. So now I just want to bomb these guys out. I've given up on winning the battle at this point. I'm just so disgusted and frustrated with all the spawn raping that happens in this game that I just want to bomb them out and take the loss and just at least get some revenge on the guys for being at our spawn. So I spot the M163 here, get a critical on him, drop all my bombs, had a little bit of damage, and the bombs somehow do nothing to him, not even a hit. So now I'm just thoroughly disgusted with everything, and I'm just going to suicide in my SU-6, which I also hate. I hate suicide bombing as much as I hate being rocketed all the time, and fire off a bunch of rockets. At this point, I was just testing to see how bad the drop is on these rockets, because they seem to fall really badly short with the rockets from the SU-6. So I kind of fired them to see what the distance drop was going to be, and you can see they're scattered all over the place because I don't have the greatest weapon maintenance on this crew, but there it is. We did have a good lead. He's right. We had a humongous ticket lead, and just nobody on our team besides the random guy in my squad and myself did anything in this battle. And it's just an example of when the team doesn't do anything, you can't come back from that. I mean, look at the score that I end up with here, and that combined with my teammate that I had, we should have had enough to come back and win if we'd have had any more players on our team doing anything to contribute. And I had a better Lion score in this battle than I did in the battle yesterday, and we won that one. So imagine how good it would have been if we'd have come back. Look at all the awards and everything. Just, it's aggravating to lose battles like this. But you can see there, 4 captures, 8 total kills, 4,000 score, and just nobody else on the team besides the orange and the green player there did anything. And I'm getting as tired of spawn rapers as I am tired of getting airstruck. So it's definitely the things that make me take breaks from War Thunder for days sometimes. Anyway, there's better videos coming soon with less saltiness in them, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day as usual.